Good day, everyone. I hope you are all doing well and excited for today's session. Welcome to our discussion on human resource management, analyzing and designing jobs. This topic plays a crucial role in defining rules, responsibilities, and ensuring the alignment of organizational goals with employee performance. Before we start with our discussion, these are the following learning outcomes. 1. Explain the importance and benefits of job analysis and job design. 2. Differentiate job analysis and job design as well as job description and job specification. 3. Determine the techniques and methods of job analysis and job design. 4. Discuss the process of job analysis. And 5. Discuss the four major approaches to job design and the components and purpose of the job characteristic models or model. So, a typical manager, a business owner, and CEO understand that for the organization to succeed, questions about what must be done, how it must be done, the best person to do it, and how the person can find satisfaction doing it must be given definite and appropriate answers. It is an attempt to give answers to these questions that the functions of job analysis and job design comes in. In this chapter or unit, these concepts shall be discussed and they pertain to human resource management. We'll explore how job design can align with organizational goals while meeting employees' needs, and that job duties and responsibilities impact productivity, satisfaction, and retention. While for job analysis, which clearly defines job requirements, is crucial for making fair, objective, and legally sound HR decisions. With that being said, HR management focuses on jobs and work performed by employees, and as organizations evolve, greater attention is needed in job design and analysis to adapt to changing situation. Analyzing how work is done and what employees do is essential for maintaining competitiveness. To maximize productivity and achieve goals, it's important to match the right people with the right job. Mismatched workers led to low satisfaction, absenteeism, and reduced productivity. With that, effective job matching begins by identifying rules and qualifications. And this process involves understanding the organization's structure and workflow, defining tasks, and designing job based on priorities. Organizational structure directly influences workflow and job design. So for work flow analysis, um, this one helps identify the task required to produce a product or service, outlining the steps needed from the start to finish. So it also provides a foundation for job analysis by breaking down tasks before assigning them to a specific job. For the workflow design, this concept involves analyzing and grouping tasks into jobs, while organizational structure defines the formal relationship among jobs, including supervisory and departmental connection. So, understanding both is essential for creating a job description, supporting hiring, training, and performance management. Together, workflow design and organizational structure form the basis for effective job analysis. So, the workflow analysis diagram with this particular slide illustrates the relationship between organizational outputs. We have also the task and the input resources. So input includes your machines, your materials, manpower, and money, which are necessary for performing tasks that lead to the desired outputs or outcomes. This analysis emphasizes how efficiently utilizing these resources ensures successful task completion and goal achievement. So as you can see with the illustration, reversed yung method niya. So, to define what output is, what task is, and what input is, so we are going to define them each or one by one. So output is the end product or services the organizations aim to deliver. For tasks, these are the specific activities required to achieve the output identified through workflow analysis and detailed in the job description. For the input, these are your resources needed, including machines, materials, manpower, and money to complete tasks and produce output. And so, let's proceed with your job analysis. So, your job analysis is a structured process to gather and evaluate information about job tasks, your responsibilities, skills, and the job context. It differentiates job by focusing on what the worker does, how they do it, why they do it, and the qualifications needed. As you can see on the right portion of this slide, we have your job analysis matrix. So this matrix organizes these details into four areas. You have your duties, you have also your methods, your objectives, and workers' qualification. This information collected includes work activities, behaviors, tools used rather, materials, performance standards, job context, and human requirements such as skills, education, and attributes. This comprehensive approach helps defines the job's purpose and requirements of each of the job. So we have already discussed this part, and I do hope that you've been able to understand them. Okay, so let's proceed. We have also here what we call the job analysis information hierarchy. Uh, this slide illustrates how do we organize job related information from the smallest unit, which is your element, to the broader career path. It starts with the task, duties, and positions and progresses through job families, occupation, and careers. Now, each level describes how tasks and responsibilities are grouped, helping to clarify rules, skills, and career progression within an organization. Now, this hierarchy ensures that all job attributes are clearly defined and understood for effective human resource management. So, from element until career, meron na diyang definitions, and please do refer this slide. And with that, these are just an example, and the hierarchy may look different in different organizations and industry. The key is to use the hierarchy as a tool to categorize and organize job-related information in a way that it is meaningful and even useful for the organization. In relation to that, the next slide or this slide is a definite or specific example on how we categorize job according to hierarchy. So for again from the smallest until career progression. Okay? So this slide or this next slide is common conditions under which organizations typically undertake job analysis, and these are the following. So when we do conduct job analysis are the following. One is starting operation, two, creating a new job, three, significant job changes, another is restructuring and legal compliance. So when we start a business or an operation, yeah, this is a or as a new business begins, it requires well-defined job rules to ensure effective operation. Job analysis helps establish these rules with clear responsibility. Example for this particular condition is when a new tech company uses job analysis to figure out what rules, like your software developers and customer service representatives, are needed to run smoothly. Another common conditions that we need to take job analysis is when creating a new job. So creating a new job with or when a new position is created, job analysis is critical for developing accurate job description and specification to recruit suitable candidates and clarify roles expectation. So for example, a retail store adds an e-commerce specialist to handle online sales. So if you add a position, a certain position in your organization. So, kailangan mong mag-conduct ng job analysis. Now, job analysis helps define tasks like managing online orders and answering customer questions in relation to your e-commerce specialist. Another is your significant job changes. So, an example for this one is when a factory automates its processes. So, kailangan nating mag-conduct ng job analysis so that we can use update or we can use to update workers rules focusing on operating and maintaining machine kasi nga 'di ba na-integrate na yung technological advancement in conducting or in doing the job. We have also your restructuring. So, for example, when a media company joins with a streamlining service, job analysis will take its place. It helps combine jobs and create new ones like digital content strategies or a similar job with this one. So we have also last is your legal compliance. So an example for this one is when a multinational company uses job analysis to make sure jobs follow local rules on things like overtime pay and discrimination in different country. So those are the common conditions again under which organizations typically undertake job analysis. So moving forward, um, so you know that job analysis is the process of determining what position entails and the qualification needed to staff that position. Let us now um, let us know that there are primary outcomes that we are looking into in job analysis, and we have here your job description and job specification. So ito yung product ng job analysis. So these two outcomes are routinely written into one document. So as we go along, I will give you some examples later on. So in order for us to understand job description and job specification, let us now define each of them. So job description is a document which states an overview of the duties, responsibilities, and functions of a specific job in an organization. Typically, it answers the what of the work to be performed. Okay? So again, as we noted earlier, the job description identifies the tasks and responsibilities of a position. Simply put, para mas madali nating maintindihan or ma-remember, pag sinabing job description, it describes the job itself. Again, job description, it describes the job itself. Okay? So, meaning, it is not the person who will do the job. Again, it's not the person who will do the job. Whereas, a job specification, on the other hand, okay, it identifies now the qualification needed by the person who is to fill a position. So in other words, the job specification tell us what kind of a person we need to successfully do the job. So kanina what? Ito naman it answers the who should qualify to perform a job. Again, it answers the who should qualify to perform a job. Okay? So again, it tells us what kind of person we need to successfully do the job. So we will use the job specification to go out and recruit when we have an opening. So ito yung mga tinitingnan natin pag nag-hire tayo. Okay? So to properly understand the connection between job description and job specification, I have here provided a comprehensive comparison. So with this slide and the other slide, this covers key aspects such as the purpose and the measures, the content, the focus, the usefulness, and the benefits detailing the legal relevance and its flexibility. Now, for the purpose and measures, job description focus on outlining the tasks, duties, and responsibilities of a role while your JS emphasizes the qualifications and attributes required for the person to fulfill the job effectively. Whereas for the content, for job description, um, these are the details, the rules, title, responsibilities, and working condition. Whereas for job specification, it highlights the qualifications, skills, and experience needed for the position. Along or an aspect of focus for job description, they are centered on the nature of the job itself, whereas for job specifications, it focuses on the qualification of the person who will perform the job. For the usefulness and benefit, on the part of job description, it helped the performance management and role clarification, while the job specification, it assists candidates and HR in assessing eligibility and making promotion or development discussion or decisions. We have also detailing for JD. It provides detailed tasks and how they are carried out, while for job specification, this is the list or list the qualifications required to fulfill those tasks. For your legal relevance, job description has defined against claim of unfair employment practices, whereas for or at the other hand, it helps ensures compliance with weak equal opportunity and anti-discrimination law. And last, for flexibility, for job description, they are typically stable but can be updated as needed, while job specification are more dynamic, meaning it evolves with industry standards and job requirements. Let's proceed now with your with the parts of your job description. So typically in a job description, meron tayong limang parts. First part will be your job identification. Following that is your job summary, and your essential functions and duties. We have also your job specification, working conditions, and physical environment, and of course your disclaimer and approvals. For the first part of your job description, as I mentioned earlier, that this is the identification section, which it contains your job title, your reporting relationship, even the department, even the location, and the date of analysis. Okay, so kung meron kayong titignan na job description with this particular job, ito yung titignan natin para mas madali nating i-locate or hanapin. Okay? For or following that is your general summary. So this is the second part wherein it is a concise statement of the general responsibilities and components that make the job different from the others. So the purpose provides a high level overview of the rule, even the level and scope of responsibilities consisting of 3 or 4 sentences, providing a basic understanding. Okay, so hindi siya masyadong madami kasi nga again, a summary lang siya. Okay? So with this section, it is somehow like a bird's eye view of the rule. Okay, so you don't need to read all the duties and responsibilities. Pero pag gusto mo nang makita yung general or yung summary, ito yung titignan natin. So in short, it is a concise summary of why the job exists. Again, for this particular section, it is like the bird's eye view of the rule. Let's proceed with your essential functions and duties, which is your third part of your job description. So this section is the meat of the job description and specifies clearly what the major functions of the job are. So dito na nakasulat lahat-lahat or naka-include lahat-lahat ng gagawin with this particular job. So this is the most important section of the job description and the most difficult and time consuming to write. We have also next portion of your job description is your job specification. So these are the list of the skills, the knowledge and the qualifications needed for the job, like education or physical requirement and many other related details. We have also included here is your work conditions, wherein it describes the job environment, including factors like weather, noise, or if it's office based or sa labas. And of course, we have the disclaimer and approval, which is the final section on job description. So this part or section states that the job description may change and doesn't list all possible tasks. It often clarifies that the description or that the job description is not a job contract and allows management flexibility. So these are the examples of your disclaimer section. Yan pa. And this is the example of a job description and job specification. Yeah. So as you can see, if you're going to evaluate this example, obviously that with this first part, ito yung identification, have your summary, we have your job description, you have your job specification, including the working conditions, and the disclaimer. Okay? So let's proceed with this one. So this is the uses of job analysis in the other HR function. Now, your job analysis is essential in many HR functions. Again, as I am presenting it to you, yeah, it helps create job description by outlining the skills, rules, and qualifications needed for a position. So, how does HR planning uses job analysis? So, in HR planning, it identifies the skills required to meet current and future workforce needed. Yun yung gamit ng yun yung connection between job analysis and HR planning. For recruitment and selection, it sets the minimum qualifications for hiring the right candidate. Moving on, in compensation, job analysis supports job evaluation to ensure fair pay across roles, and it informs training by identifying the tasks that employees needed to be trained on. For performance appraisal, it helps it measures rather effective versus ineffective job performance. It also improves health and safety by identifying hazardous tasks and ensuring rules meet legal requirements like labor laws, pay and hiring regulations. So overall, job analysis is the foundation of successful human resource management, influencing nearly every HR activity. So let's proceed now with the job analysis. Now, the importance of job analysis to line manager is that job analysis is clearly important to the HR department, various activities, but why is it important to line managers may not be as clear as there are many reasons. So, providing you an illustration or an explanation why job analysis is important to the HR unit as well as the line manager. So for online managers, it helps manage workflows, make informed hiring decisions, evaluate employee performance, and ensure safety. They need they need a detailed job information to oversee tasks, give performance feedback, and identify potential hazard. On the other hand, on HR unit, it coordinates the job analysis process, write and review job description, and ensures accuracy. They may seek also manager input and external experts for difficult cases, and that job analysis requires collaboration between HR managers with HR, focusing on consistency and uniformity, and managers ensuring the accuracy of job description and requesting updates when needed. So in small organizations, managers handle all these tasks. Next. we have here your job analysis process. So the job analysis process consists of several key steps. One is getting organized. So pag sinabi natin getting organized, you decide who will conduct the job analysis and ensure top management support. The purpose should align with organizational success and even your strategic goals. After that, we need now to choose job or choosing jobs. So focus on jobs critical to the organization's success and those with many employees. Now, limited time and resources make it necessary to prioritize. After that, we have reviewing knowledge. So meaning find out what has been written about the job. So build an existing job data, review current job description and like resources and use resources from or what do you call this one? Or use additional information if needed. After that is selecting job agents. So use incumbents, supervisors, and experts as your primary or secondary resources. So selecting job agents, choose representatives such as what I've mentioned a while ago in order for you to provide job insights. Five is collecting job information wherein gather data through interviews, questionnaires, and observation. After that, you need now to create a job description. Okay, so develop a list of job duties using a clear action words. Then, creating job specification. So define the qualification needed to perform the job effectively. And these steps ensures a thorough analysis that improves job rules and supports organizational goals. Proceed na tayo dito. We have here your selecting a job agent. Balikan lang natin saglit on this one. So we have here job agents, job incumbents, why they are necessary for this or crucial for this step. So job agents are the people who will provide the job information. So in many cases, the best people to provide this information are the job incumbents. So pag sinabi nating job incumbents, these are the people currently doing the job. So in order for us to understand the job is, job incumbents are the best resource of information kasi nga they are the ones who are doing the job. So, kaya nilang i-describe ano ba yung palagi nilang ginagawa, ano yung ginagawa nila from time to time. So, these employees are very familiar with the day-to-day task and that, yun nga, they are the best source of information if you are doing job or if you are conducting job analysis. And they are also considered as the primary source. Ayan. We have also your supervisor, what makes them good source of information because they provided tawag dito information. They can clarify about the task that they have been given, so that's make them also a good source of information when we do conduct job analysis. Ano pa ba or sino pa ba? And we have also third source of information such as your professional trained analyst or analyst. Ito yung ginawa na nilang career. Okay? So they who make careers out of the study, they rather who make careers out of studying job, ang professional trained analyst. So how do we collect job information? Importante din to or crucial din itong step na to. So there are ways and means on how do we collect data. Ayan. So later we will discuss that one. And creating job description. Ito yung pinaka, as we discussed a while ago, that these are very, tawag dito, difficult and time consuming since we are not going to write now your job description and even specification. So we have here the methods of collecting information or data. One is observation or through observation, interviews, questionnaire checklists, and multiple methods. So first, yung observation. So observation is a method used in job analysis to watch employees perform their tasks. It's best suited for manual, repetitive jobs like assembly line work, but less effective for jobs involving mental tasks such as decision making. Observation has limitations such as missing non-observable tasks and being time consuming and costly. So if this method yung pinili ninyo in conducting job analysis, medyo or it is time consuming and costly. Okay? So, this type of observation, i-divide natin sila according to time and motion study. So, analyze tasks to find the most efficient way to perform them and set time standard. For work sampling, ito is record task at random intervals, offering a more efficient alternative to continuous observation, specifically for repetitive job. We have also critical incidents, which collects descriptions of behaviors that signifies impact for job performance, both positively and negatively, and employee logs, wherein workers record their activities through the day and through they may forget or report tasks. So managers often combine observation with interviews for a more complete picture of job responsibility. So alam naman na natin how do we do observation. So punta ka doon, observe kung ano yung ginagawa nila. You're going to write what you have observed, what you have seen, and yun na yung observation. So again, sinabi natin that if you choose this kind of method, it will consume a lot of time and even costly sooner. Next, we have interviews. So interviews are widely used in job analysis to gather detailed information from employees about their tasks, skills, and abilities. So structured interviews ensures consistency and that interviews are useful for in-depth insights, especially with a small number of job holders or to design survey. However, they can be time-consuming also and expensive. So dito, you could do face-to-face, you ask question, and right away, you're being able to get information from the job incumbents. Pero again, this method uses this method is also time consuming and expensive. Next is yan. Obviously, pag nag-conduct tayo ng interview, usually, meron niyang question or meron tayong tinatawag na structured interview. So, pag sinabi nating structured interview, this uses questionnaires to gather information about the job, the duties, the responsibilities, and the required skills. These are quick and effective, allowing interviews to uncover occasional tasks or informal activities. However, pag eto yung pinili natin, there are main drawbacks if or is that employee may distort information, especially if they think it will affect their pay, exaggerating some tasks, and downplaying others. So, yun yung drawback niya pag ito yung pinili nating method. Hindi sila magsasabi ng totoo or they will not truthfully tawag dito, relay yung mga information na kailangan natin. Also, with this one, we have also the use of survey questionnaire. So, survey questionnaire and checklists are useful for gathering data for many employees, especially when geographically dispersed pag nag-adayo. They are not, tawag dito, they are not in the same places. So, this is typically used for that matter. So, they can be statistically analyzed but are only effective if well designed. Issues include poor question quality, low literacy levels, or inaccurate responses are the only problem when we use survey questionnaires or checklists. So, ang daming possible questions no, na ginagamit pertaining to this one. So, we have here your position analysis questionnaire, your functions job analysis, we have management position leadership questionnaire, and ONET online. So, ito yung mga example ng mga questionnaire. So, again, questionnaires have pros and cons, and this is quick and effective way to obtain information from a large number of employee. Pag questionnaire ang ginamit natin. Distribute mo lang, sabihin mo lang na babalikan mo, ba? And it's less costly than interviewing dozens of workers, for instance. However, developing and testing it requires a lot of time or can be time consuming. And as with interviews, employees may distort their answer. Kasi mabalindanghan nga i-disclose honestly di siya questions da or di siya answers da rather. So we have also multiple methods. It is often good practice to use multiple methods of data collection. For example, interviews can often be used to develop a basic understanding of the job under evaluation and can be used to develop a questionnaire used to capture data from many employees. The data can then be analyzed and entered into another system prior to developing the job description and job specification, and this often provides a deeper understanding of the job and more defensible job description and job specification use either be an issue in a complaint process being heard before the third party. So again, it is often good practice to use multiple methods of data collection as this often provides a deeper understanding of the job and more defensible job description and job specification. So yan. So let us have first a knowledge check to see whether you are still with me. So, what do we call the procedure for determining the tasks, duties, and responsibilities of a job and the human attributes required to perform it is known as your job analysis. Job analysis information is primarily used for, of course, job description and job specification. Job analysis is sometimes called the cornerstone of human resources management because information gathered through job analysis forms the basis of several interrelated HR activities. This statement is true. Which job analysis technique is inappropriate for job requiring a lot of immeasurable mental effort? Direct observation. Duties and responsibilities are part of the job description, presents a detailed list of each of the job's major tasks and describes them in a few sentences. And with this certain scenario, we are looking for job or 35 jobs and 4 jobs. I rather 35 positions and 4 jobs. Now let's proceed with job design. So job analysis focus on gathering information about existing jobs for HR practices like selection and training. Taking a passive approach by understanding what is done and the skills required ang job analysis. In contrast, job design aims to actively redesign jobs to make them more efficient and motivating. While a thorough job analysis can lead to accurate descriptions, it may still result in monotonous rules that cause employees dissatisfaction. Then, dyan na papasok ang job design that seeks to create rules that empowers and motivate employees and enhancing both performance and even retention. So, the question now is, what does a good job look like? Very interesting question. So, as we move forward, let's take a moment to understand what truly defines a good job. So, it's more than just having something to do or getting paid. Hindi lang dapat yan yung isipan natin. It's about how fulfilling and enriching the rules is for the individual. Hence, we have the key elements that make us or that make a job not just acceptable but truly rewarding. So, going back to our question, what does a good job look like? So, a good job is a challenging. Intriguing, ha? So, bakit na rin masasabing a good job is challenging? It pushes you to grow and develop new skills. It's, ano pa ba? Meaningful. Bakit meaningful? Because your work has a purpose beyond just earning a paycheck. We have also a good job is varied. So variety is essential to keep things interesting and engaging. A good job is autonomous. Autonomy allows you to take control of your task and even your decisions. A good job is collaborative. So, a collaboration brings out the best in a teamwork. A good job is recognized. Recognition ensures that your effort don't go unnoticed. And of course, finally, a good job is developmental. So, a good job is developmental, meaning it provides opportunities to grow and advance in our career. So, yan. That makes a good job look like. Again, it's challenging, meaningful, varied, autonomous, collaborative, recognized, and developmental. So, these components together create a holistic definition of a good job, focusing not just on the financial benefits but also on our personal growth, satisfaction, and even contribution to the wider community. Now, employers aiming to design jobs that fulfill this criteria are likely to see higher levels of employee engagement, retention, and productivity, contributing to a positive work culture and organizational success. So, job design now aims to, in short, aligning and organizing tasks, duties, and responsibilities into a single unit of work for the achievement of certain objectives. It also outlines the methods and relationships that are essential for the success of a certain job, or in simpler terms, it refers to what, how much, how many, and the order of the task of a job. So again, there are various steps involved in job design that follow a logical sequence. In sequence are the following or as follows. One is what tasks are required to be done or what task is part of the job. Another question would be how are the tasks performed? Three is what amount of tasks are required to be done and what is the sequence of performing these tasks. Now, all these questions are aimed at arriving upon a clear definition of a job or a specific job and thereby making it more efficient and less risky for the one performing the same. So, so the whole process of job design is aimed to address various problems within the organizational setups, such as checking the work if overload, checking upon the work if underload, ensuring tasks are not repetitive in nature, ensuring the employee's job do not remain isolated, defining working hours clearly, and defining the work processes clearly. So the above mentions are factors that, if not taken care of, can result to job inefficiency and can cause stress and physical burden to the employees. This is why job design must be a continuous and ever evolving process in the organization. So the end goal is increasing proficiency or to increase efficiency and effectiveness in performing jobs. We reduce dissatisfaction and enhance motivation and employee engagement at the workplace. So let's proceed with your four primary approach in job design. As you can see in the slide, we have four. One is mechanistic, two biological, three perceptual or motor, and four motivational approaches. So just going back to job design and redesign, this can take several forms depending on what we are trying to accomplish in an organization. Are we trying to increase motivation levels in our workforce, in a customer relations management firm, or direct marketing business? If so, we may choose a specific type of job design that will help motivate the individual worker. Or are we trying to simplify the work being done in a manufacturing setting so that the workers are more efficient? If this is the case, we may want up to segment the work into a very simple component parts so that employees can do their work quickly and more efficiently because they are being asked to do only a few different things. Or there are four primary approaches that yan na yung mga kailangan or yung mga options natin or approaches with job design. So we have here your mechanistic approach. So when we say mechanistic approach, these are designing jobs that are or design jobs around the concept of task specialization, skill simplification, and repetition. So with this one, it utilizes the foundation of mechanical engineering. It is based on scientific management work specifications, so jobs are looked at based on task and repetitive movements. So in this one, if you are going to design a mechanistic job, we will try to make the job simple and repetitive so that the workers can get very good and very fast at doing it. So this approach is based on the old early 90s concept of the scientific management developed by Frederick Taylor. Here we are designing jobs to fit into a mechanistic organizational structure rather than the opposite end of the continuum, an organic structure. So we have here a summary of a mechanistic approach. So, in other words, we are going to design a mechanistic job. We will try to make the job simple and repetitive so that the workers can get very good and very fast. Okay, yun lang yung emphasize ng approach na ito. Again, it increase efficiency and productivity through job simplification and standardization. So we have here your key principles, at the same time your examples. Yan, mga examples na yan. Next, we have your biological approach. So biological job design focuses on minimizing the physical strain on the worker by structuring the physical work environment around the way the body works. So again, it focusing on minimizing physical strain. This approach focuses on a way to eliminate injuries, physical stress, and other physical problems in our organizational environment. Ano yung advantages ng biological approach? Yan nga, less physical effort, fatigue, and health, and even medical complaints or injuries. In short, pag biological approach, again, ang aim niya is to reduce physical strain. These are your key principles and these are your example. So, meron tayong nakikita dyan, ergonomic, design of tools and workstations, reduction of repetitive strain and physical fatigue, and many other more. Yan, ergonomics. So ano ba yung tinatawag nating ergonomics? What ergonomics means? Yan, examples or example ng CSR or Customer Service Representative sa call center in terms of biological approach. Yan. So under ergonomic workstation are the chairs, desks, and headsets are ergonomically designed to reduce strain during long periods of sitting and talking. Do they have work break schedule, adjustable equipment, noise reduction, and many other more. We have also your perceptual motor approach. So your perceptual motor approach for job design focuses on designing jobs with tasks that remain within the worker's normal mental capabilities and limitation. Again, normal mental capabilities and limitation. So instead of trying to minimize the physical strain on the workforce, the goal is to design jobs in a way that it ensures they moderately or moderate the mental strain on the workers. Yan. This is your per- perceptual motor job design. So for example, we might use the perceptual motor approach to break down an executive assistant's job into a report writer and a scheduler job because the set of skills needed in these two areas are significantly different. Yan. Again, the main aim of this approach is to design jobs in a way that it aligns their human perceptual abilities and their motor skills. And that its likelihood to reduce errors and enhancing safety. We have the key principles and we have an example. Yeah, more definite example of perpetual motor approach in a grocery store, particularly a cashier. Yan pa, another example of per- perceptual motor skills. And we have the last approach of your job design, which is your motivational job design. So this one, it focuses on the job characteristics that affects the psychological meaning and motivational potential variables as the most important outcomes of the job. So this theory is that if the workers are more motivated, they will produce more work. It is to this last approach to job design that we can apply the job characteristics model, which we will be discussing later. So we have your motivational approach. Again, the aim is to enhance job satisfaction and intrinsic motivation. Its key principle are the following and its example. Yan, another example. Along motivational approaches in call center for customer service representative. Yan. Approaches in job design. Again, we have mechanistic, we have biological, we have perceptual, and we have motivational. Next, we proceed with the model. Just to give you an overview or background, in 1975, your organizational psychologist Greg or Oldham and J. Richard Hockman wanted to figure out why employees lost interest in their jobs. So they studied people and their jobs and came up with a universal model that will still use more than 40 years later, which is called the job characteristics model, or also known as your JCM. So what is this model all about? Okay, so the model can be used by individual managers or by members of a team, And this use of the job characteristics model may improve employee motivation and job satisfaction, at it can increase performance. So with this one, Oldham and Hackman were looking to reduce the boredom and monotony that comes from working in a factory setting. So instead of getting better and more productive as time passed, they found that employees were becoming bored and engaged, and their performance dropped. So that is the rationale behind this model. And so, what is the core characteristic of this model, JCM? So, job characteristic or this theory suggests that jobs requiring a variety of skills and talents are more meaningful to employees as they feel their work has a broader impact. When employees clearly understand their task, know when they completed them, and sees the outcome, they experience greater job satisfaction. We also look into autonomy is also a key motivator, and that when employees with control over their work, they feel more responsible for the result and are less likely to feel macro-managed. Additionally, feedback is essential as positive feedback boosts self-esteem and motivation, while timely or negative feedback allows for correction, helping to prevent major issues and improve performance. So let's now proceed with psychological state. So as you can see, we have here the nature of job characteristic, your critical psychological state, and your outcome. So the first three of the core job characteristic lead collectively to the psychological state, which is on the second column of this figure. Meaning, it experience meaningfulness of the work, which means that if we provide workers with a variety of things to do, meaning they need multiple skills in order to do their job, and if they can identify what it is that they are accomplishing, and if they think that their job is significant endeavor, then they will think that their work has meaning and thus be more likely to stay in the job and do it well. For the core characteristics of autonomy, it leads to the psychological state of experience responsibilities for outcome. And that if we give people the ability to make some decisions on their own, it is likely that they will feel more responsible for the outcome of the decisions that they make. And finally, lead to the psychological test of knowledge is your result. However, it is not the knowledge of the result itself that matters, and that we need to remember that the second column is psychological state. It is the psychological feeling that we get from knowing the result that create the state of, and for the lack of the better term, satisfaction with the result of our work. All of the psychological states collectively led to all of the outcomes noted on the right side of the diagram. And it is an interesting list. If the job is designed correctly, the model says that the worker will quite possibly be more motivated and more productive and have a higher job satisfaction, while also being less likely to absent or leave the organization. So yan, yung mga outcomes na yan na nakikita natin. High internal work motivation, high quality work performance, high work job satisfaction, and ito, yung pinakagusto natin lahat, low absenteeism and turnover. Yan. So how do we apply this on the job characteristic model? So how can we use this model? Yun yung question. So you can tweak the design of the existing jobs for your team members. You can even design new jobs so that job holders experience greater job satisfaction and deliver result. And that more specifically, you can do the following. So, combine task to increase skill variety and improve task identity. So, for instance, make a person completely responsible for recruiting for a vacancy rather than for just sourcing of appropriate profiles for the same. Another, you could also assign larger or more significant tasks to people so they feel connected to and accountable for the result. And maybe get people to see how their performance is contributing to the performance of the department, division, and organization, like linking their goals with the organizational goals. Also, you could increase participation of your team members in decision making and delegate more responsibility in order to improve autonomy, open channels for communication, giving your team members knowledge of the result of their work, share feedback from your customer, even clients, and provide opportunities for providers of a service to meet the recipients of the service. Okay? So, in practice, balikan lang natin konti to. Job design often blends different approaches to address both the specific efficiency and well-being of employees, providing a more holistic solution. So, here's how these approaches can be integrated, no, with what we have discussed so far. So, when it comes to efficiency and ergonomics, combining the mechanistic approach and the biological approach allows organizations to create jobs that are both highly efficient and physical sustainable. For instance, a workers performing repetitive tasks on an assembly line can benefit from an ergonomical designed workstation to reduce physical strain. For productivity and satisfaction, pwede nating link ang mechanistic approach that can be combined with, again, a motivational approach. By making this rule efficient while also offering job enrichment. So, for example, while a role may focus on specialized tasks, adding autonomy or variety can keep employees engaged and motivated, balancing productivity with job satisfaction. Have also error reduction and satisfaction, meaning we are integrating the perceptual motor approach with motivational approach. So in this one, it can help design jobs that reduce errors while enhancing while enhancing employees' fulfillment. So, for example, a data analyst using user-friendly software to reduce mistakes, which is your perceptual motor, while having the autonomy to experiment with different methods, which is your motivational approach, creates a satisfying, error-free environment. Last, for ergonomics and error prevention, the combination of biological approaches ayat, and perceptual motor approach. So to design a work environment that is both physical, comfortable, and minimize errors, let's have an example in a hospital, wherein a nurse station might be ergonomically designed to reduce physical strain, while color-coded systems for medications dispering prevent mistake. So yun mga ganong combinations or approaches. With that, employers now may start with one approach based on the job's primary requirements, but adding elements from the other approaches, which results in a more comprehensive design. Now, again, the aim of this one is to create a job that balances organizational goals with employee well-being, leading to improved performance satisfaction and lower turnover. Other techniques in job design, we have job enlargement, job simplification, job rotation, job enrichment, teams, and even flexible working arrangement. So, tignan natin isa-isa. So, when it comes to job enlargement, again, this involves adding tasks at the same level in the organization. So, this one is to broaden variety. So, example ng job enlargement. In a designer especially is specialized in hotel room design. Now we're getting involved in restaurant design. So the work requires similar skills, but the work content differs. Gets again, let's take for example a designer specialist in an hotel room design, now also getting involved in restaurant design. This works or this requires similar skill, but again, the works different content. Okay. Next, we have job simplification. So, what is meant by job simplification? So this is the process of eliminating or combining tasks and or changing the work sequence to improve performance. So job simplification makes jobs more specialized. It is based on the organizing principle of the division of labor by Frederick Taylor. And it's not about hustling to get more things done, but it's about using our brain. So if an individual is overwhelmed by a job, work simplification allows the person to understand the job better and the job therefore become more motivational. So in the job simplification process, we assist workers with the task identify factor and potential with the task significant factor as well. So yan, ang emphasis lang dito is eliminating and that combining tasks and or changing the work sequence to improve performance. Yan, tripping skills variety to create a more focused task. Eliminating. I have also job rotation. This involve performing jobs in some sequence, each one for a set of period or set in a period of time, rather. So this is a practice of moving employees between jobs in an organization, and this design increases the skills or the variety of skills of workers. So how do we illustrate this one? So if a person rotates to a job that is affected by his previous work, he or she will use how this performance in one job and this can have affects another. So very classic example dito for job rotation is when we do visit um, government agencies, no, wherein you do transaction for this person, pero pag bibisita ka na sa if you're going to visit the next or the following week, iba na yung kausap mo doon. So nagkakaroon sila ng job rotation, so um they will not stay in a they will not stay in that position for a long period of time. So, pabago-bago sila. Ayan. So, with this one, it helps them learn variety of skills. Ayan. Kasi nga, nag sila, nag-rotate sila, nagkakaroon sila ng new roles and they learn through different experiences with that particular, tawag dito, with that particular position or job that they are handling. So job rotation programs can lead to increased motivation and create flexibility in deployment, resulting in easy replacement in case of absences. So if in case absent di siya nga taon, it's easier to replace for the meantime kasi nga lahat sila they are all lahat sila alam nila kung ano yung gagawin with that particular job or position. We have also after job rotation, we have also job enrichment. So job enrichment focusing on adding motivators to existing rules and that it increasing the motivation. So job enrichment is a process of building motivators into the job itself to make it more interesting and challenging, frequently through increasing autonomy. So example includes adding opportunities to receive feedback, establishing client relationship to increase the significance, and many other more. We have also your flexible working arrangement. So meron tayong flexi time, part-time, remote work, compressed work week, shift work, or job sharing. So flexi time, typically, di ba, we work for 8 hours a day, 8 to 5. For flexi time, pwede kang pumasok ng 7 to 4 or, ang tawag to, yeah, 7 to 4, ganun. So, in this particular working arrangement, ayan, these are primary tools for designing and redesigning specific jobs. And these are another set of tools that can be used in the workplace to improve motivation in the entire group or jobs, or maybe even the entire workforce. Now, again, for flexible work design, this now has becoming necessary, in today's workforce, where most of our employees are feeling many more rules outside of the work than in the past years. And that because they face time constraints that were historically not as severe. So doon na papasok yung flexible working hour arrangement. Means that we can target people with these time constraints, and as a result, we have more and better pools of applicants to choose from when we need new workers. So flexible job design offers various tools to improve motivation and accommodate diverse employees needed, like ayan, flexi time. Employees choose to start and finish time while working core hours, and that this increases flexibility and productivity. For part-time workers, employees work less than 40 hours a week, appealing to those with time constraints and helping business reduce costs. So, numano lang less than 40 hours yung render mo sa work. We have remote work. Employee choose their work location, providing greater flexibility. For a compressed work week, employees work the same full-time hours in fewer days, offering extra time off. For example, instead of you working Monday to Friday, hindi ka papasok ng Monday pero mag-work ka ng Tuesday until Saturday. Shift work, employees work in rotation to cover 24/7 operations, common in industry like healthcare and manufacturing. So, digiti at the shift na. These are common in the healthcare industry. Also, job sharing. Two employees share the responsibility of one full-time role, and that it enhances collaboration and work equality. Now, these flexible arrangements addresses modern time constraints, attracting a diverse workforce, and improve productivity and job satisfaction. Ito na din kasi yung new norm. Kaya pagdating sa work in the workplace. So, yan, practice na ito, ginagawa na ito in the workplace. So you should be able now to see that job simplification, job expansion, work teams, and flexible job design can all be part of applying the JCM. Each of these tools allows us to design greater flexibility into our organizations in one way or another. As a result, in many cases, we can improve both productivity and job satisfaction, and in turn, lower rates of absenteeism and turnover. So, ang tinitingnan natin dito is that there is a win-win now for the organization and the employee within it. So, the DCM now helps us provide a comprehensive system for designing and redesigning jobs to make them more motivational. So, that is job design. So, some knowledge check muna tayo. So, in a company, wherein concerned about skills, task identity, and employee autonomy and feedback, which of the following job design approaches should be adopted? So we have your motivational approach. For mechanistic, this is a disciplinary approach to job design considering scientific management work simplification so that jobs are based on the task and repetitive movements. For biological, organizations need to design job based on the physical work and employees will be doing, such as lifting and exertion on the job shop floor. Training training significance is not one of the five characteristics of Hackman and Oldham job characteristic model. We have also the task identity as a characteristic model which describes the amount of the job requires an employee to finish the completion of a production or process from the beginning to the end. Now, to properly understand the differences between job analysis and job design, we have the following comparison based on key aspects such as definition, your primary focus, objectives, we have outcome and scope, including also process, the role in HR driven by influence and change factor. Now, these comparisons helps clarify how each components contribute to the improving organizational efficiency and employee satisfaction. And so, um, job analysis it involves comprehensively understanding and detailing the requirements and responsibilities of a job, as well as identifying the attributes necessary for an employee to excel within that role. In contrast, job design is the most strategic process of structuring the job to maximize employee satisfaction, motivation, and performance. And that's it for our Unit 3, designing or analyzing and designing job. With that, thank you all for listening. I hope that you do. I hope that you understand the lesson very well, and I hope to. Um, I hope that you captured all the essential informations in this particular unit. So again, thank you all for listening, and have a nice day.